I'll always take that cap. AoE Ultra Fire Magic Attack, Temporary Magic Move, removes basically all fucking buffs. But like I said, that's like a Hail Mary right there. And even then, even removing buffs, say you get your SA on at the end of turn 3, means beginning of turn 4 is the earliest you'll probably get an SA. By that time, like 4 turns into a wargame fight, someone's either winning or losing. So depending on how you look at it, this SA itself could be really useful or really unuseful. It depends on how much health you have left and how much the buffs on the enemy are gonna make a difference. Like obviously removing agility buffs are gonna make sure that you go first unless you're against a magic team, in which case it's kind of redundant because fast is always gonna win. Are you okay, Siggy? You got sent to the void. So I mean, I really don't know how to feel about this SA, because like obviously it is strong for war games, but when the SA actually comes into play, will it be too late, or will it be just the right amount of time before it makes a difference? And if it happens, will it even make a difference at all if you're against, like, say, a magic team who has a team full of fast modified attackers? So I'm not sure how strong this will actually be. Obviously, I'm pretty sure there's some war game aficionados out there that will probably be able to make this work quite well, but I'm just not. With my limited knowledge on wargame at the minute, I don't know how I would make this work, and it's not a sure thing. It might, just in my opinion, I don't think it's a sure thing. Fire attack damage plus 60%. Oh, fire attack damage and magic plus 60%. Allies 30% less damage taken from AoE, and 3 additional actions, which is always good. That's a lot of stuff in one skill on skill 1, and it's not a fast modifier either, which is probably the difference between it being broken and it being an okay skill. It's a good skill, it's not broken. Fast modifier on skill 2, which is a higher magic attack, high on counter rate, and magic resist minus 35%. That's always a good one. Buffs her own magic and fire damage. Debuffs magic resist, which is cool, which means pretty self-sufficient in that sense. If you run her alongside Fire Alice, you're pretty good, because then you've already got the fire resist debuff anyway. And then skill 3 is the single target with a percentage modifier, which is what I like to see. Multi-purpose units are fantastic, because then it means there's no way for you to have wasted your Iris. You can probably still find a use for them somewhere. And then I think the last one was the bell. Ultra Water physical attack as an AoE SA with a 50% chance to seal. Like I said, turn 4, probably the earliest you'll get an SA. It may turn the tide of battle. May. Having a 50% chance to seal, chances are you probably already, if you're running him, you would have already used up your ailments on your assists anyway. If you make it to your SA turn, will sealing the enemy at like a 50% chance, by the way. Let's be real here. So it's a coin flip. You're relying on a coin flip that does no damage past the ultra modifier. Minus 25% water resist, cool. And then the self 85% strength buff. The fact that he doesn't buff his own element instead of just buffing his strength is so sucky. I can imagine debuffing water resist but buffing strength instead of water. That's kind of shit. Okay, skill 2, fast mid physical attack 10%. Okay, the fact that this is a fast modifier actually makes this skill a little bit stronger than I thought it was, but still with the ailment resist debuff, physical resist debuff, and the 10% seal, so you're looking at what, 30% seal from this one skill if the ailment resist debuff is applied during the skill itself. I can see it coming in clutch. 30% is still, you know, again, it's another RNG scenario where like it may help you, but most of the time it probably won't. And then his skill 3, super or physical attack, high crit, and temperament, no percentage modifier, so he's completely useless outside of wargame anyway. Confirmed. What am I missing in chat? Fire, let me know, fire. 6, stop spamming emotes. Siggy just out here trying to get in trouble with Nightbot. Okay, so do I think most people should summon? My advice would be, and the reason I'm doing this is because I'm not sure whether I'm just gonna wait 24 hours and upload parts of this VOD onto YouTube. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Not sure. Unedited. Like, I'll just cut this bit out of analyzing the very end. Do I think you should summon? Reasons to summon. If you're running an ailment team in Wargame, you're kind of part of the problem. But Bell may be helpful to you. But just keep in mind, when I'm giving you this advice, collab banner's probably around the corner, at least not a month away, I would say. So you've got another month to save. So you just keep that in mind when you're deciding how heavily you want to invest in these banners anyway. So Bell, if you're running a current ailment Wargame team unit, may be helpful. I'm a little bit disappointed with the Finn for Record Buster because there's no... He's sort of self-sufficient in a sense, but there's no current unit I would say you can replace if you have the full Record Buster Water team. I don't see him replacing anyone in that team currently. The Eyes seems like a Hail Mary Wargame unit. If you can get the SA off, removing those buffs is obviously going to be a huge advantage to you, but relying on your SA is a really risky thing to do in Wargame anyway. And then there's the Reveria, who, let me have another look. And to be fair, the fact that I forgot what she does kind of says a lot about the unit itself. Buffs her own self fire attack damage 90%. That's fantastic. Fire resist minus 30%. We already have that. Magic attack damage multiplier as an SA, and then self fire attack damage buff reduction by 1 turn whenever you use skill 2. Okay, so all she needs is a magic buff and a magic resistance debuff, and she's sorted. So she's an okay. I would say she's an okay unit. I wouldn't go out of my way to summon for her, but other than that, that's sort of my advice here on each of the adventurers. The assists are what they are. I wouldn't try and chase them. Will I be summoning? No, this is a skip for me. And Tiv's currently in chat being made to work by Siggy. Anyway, right, so if I do put this on YouTube, it is what it is. If not, you know, at least there's people here watching. So yeah. Right, guys, I'm actually gonna call it. I'm gonna go get something to eat and then stretch my legs, have a coffee and all that good stuff, and then I will see you later this evening actually. Because I will be streaming later. I'm not sure. I might start with some precon and then move on to Genshin, but because precon I still need to beat the very hard dungeon boss, and for some reason I'm struggling to wrap my head around it. Siggy just out here pushing Nightbot to the fullest. So yeah, anyway, thanks for coming out, guys. As always, it's really appreciated. Did I have I did have a resub? Yes, I did. Siggy